I think this room is worse than it was last week when I took you on the Cluttered Spaces tour. Because this is the dumping room. I know everybody has a spot in their house where everything just gets dropped. We have an entire room, but it's also the room that I use to sort of stage decluttering, emptying boxes. I bring them in here. I've got the boxes to go to the thrift store. I've got boxes that are waiting for friends who want things to come pick them up. So today, before I can really work on decluttering all of the house, I have to at least organize, if not declutter this space, so that I can have room to declutter elsewhere. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to rescue this room. Not fully rescue, because that would imply I have the whole thing cleared out. My goal for today is to get this room organized enough that I can actually work in it, because I cannot work in it right now. These boxes are part of how I organize my holiday decorations. My goal being that every month or season of the year has one of these. And if it doesn't fit in this, except for Christmas gets extra space. If it doesn't fit in this, I don't keep it. And so far it has worked pretty well. We are a scout family, so we do a lot of camping, which also means that a lot of camping stuff gets left stashed in this room too. It's supposed to go downstairs, but yeah. Stop. I am part of a local Buy Nothing group. Actually, I'm part of two. Admin for one that is one of the official Buy Nothing groups as part of the National Buy Nothing Project. And then someone else had also just started a local one that covers my whole area as opposed to the hyper-local Buy Nothing Project. That's just part of the area where I live. So I will often give things away or try to give things away there first before sending it to the thrift store, because then I know it's going to somebody who wants it, and hopefully it delays its inevitable landfill location for a time longer. But then some things, if I can't give them away there or on Facebook Marketplace, because sometimes they'll just do the Marketplace if no one in the Buy Nothing Project wants it, then I will put it in a box to go to the thrift store. The challenge with waiting to sell things, and I do sell things that are valuable, or waiting for things like Buy Nothing Project, is that you do have to store them then while you're waiting to give them away. That's also what this room is for, and also partly why it's such a catastrophe. Storage containers are great, but they still imply you have stuff to put in them. The reason I have so many is I have a friend who is decluttering her house a little ahead of me, and she emptied all of these and I snagged them. I do not anticipate using all of the ones I have from her. I will be passing some on, but in the meantime, they have been great for organizing the things I know I am keeping. So you may have seen, for example, in the office that I use these to hold some little bits of fabric scrap. I don't do a lot of sewing. Most of the sewing I do is making cat toys, and so I don't need a lot of fabric for that. And so I do use a few of these to hold some sewing notions and scrap fabric over the top of my sewing machine in my office. The big ones have been great because they fit in the bookshelf that my husband built me in the office, and so they are slowly getting put into use, and I'll show a little bit more about how I use them in the office when I get to the office. One thing I do is the laundry room is right there in the office, and so two of them, one is for my daughter's folded laundry and one is for my son's folded laundry, and they are supposed to check every day to see if they have any laundry in those and go empty them and then put them back and then take their hanging clothes out of the laundry room because there's a hanging rack in the laundry room. Inevitably, what happens more often though is the basket gets completely and totally full and I have to grouse at them to go get their basket and empty it. But in the meantime, it has their folded clothes out of my way, out of the laundry room. So it's not quite working the way I had hoped, but it works pretty well. Minor camera adjustment since we had technical difficulties and my whole outro didn't get recorded. But so I said in the beginning I was decluttering to declutter, which is not entirely accurate because I haven't really gotten rid of anything in this room yet. I have organized so that I have a space to work on decluttering. As you might recall, there was not, I don't think, a square inch on this table that was empty when I started this process. There are a few things that I actually just set aside in my kitchen behind where you are because I know where they go. They have a home, they just need to be put away. So I'm going to put those away in just a minute. So I'm not entirely done, but I'm done with the organizing in here. When you're working on decluttering, you really need a space in which to do it, a place to keep your boxes for the thrift store. If you are giving things away on a group like the Buy Nothing Project or Facebook Marketplace or just to your friends, you need some place to store that. The size of your home is going to determine how large of a space that you use for that. I have this dining room, which is, I realize, way more space than most people have to work on this project. We used to always actually eat dinner in the dining room every night. We still eat dinner together most nights of the week, which I love, but we got a fifth high top chair for our high top table in the breakfast room. So we tend to eat all of our meals in there now instead of the dining room. So the dining room, because it is not really used for anything except this decluttering process, is the catch-all catastrophe space on the first floor. You saw the basement. That's like the hidden catch-all catastrophe place. But now this place is organized. So now I will come through and go through. I will take one box and every item in that box, I will decide, is this going to stay in the house or is this going to leave the house? If it's going to leave the house, am I throwing it away? Am I giving it away? Am I selling it? If it's staying in the house, it must have a home and it must be put in that home, or it doesn't really need to stay in the house. In the next couple weeks, I will work on a video about how do you decide what to keep and what should go. And that's kind of the mission of my YouTube channel. So you can see my process on how do I decide what stays and what goes. And hopefully that will help you to declutter your life and get yourself to a place where your home is not yelling at you with all of the silent to-do list of excess clutter, and you can have peace and simplicity. I am looking forward to it. I am anticipating it, and I am excited, and hopefully we'll help you on that journey too.